Hi everybody, my name's Jamie Portman. I'm the assistant head teacher up at Camp Smart in Doncaster, and I'm going to present 5 minutes all about in-school teach meets, basically because Mark Anderson, otherwise known as the ICT evangelist, asked me to present on Twitter, and I owe him a favour, so here we go. So in-school teach meets, when thinking about teaching and learning at my current school, I became familiar with this image here because people who do use iMacs and Apple stuff will recognise this on Keynote, and it's a Ducati 1098, and I've got no idea about how motorbikes work. I think I might know how to change gear on them and maybe use the brakes, but that's about it. And I found this image quite interesting, and the more I found out about Ducati, it became something that I focused on for our school. And apparently at Ducati, when they have departmental meetings, they don't talk about how many nuts and bolts they've ordered. When they are reporting back to their boss, or in our case the head teacher, they're not talking about the different issues that they had with exam boards and coursework issues and things like that. What they do focus on is their core business. And their core business is how to make that bike go faster, to make it go, to make it more efficient, fuel efficient, and overall improve its performance. And I think that's what we need to do to go back to as teachers. And in-school teach meets is one of the methods that we use to refocus everything towards improving teaching and learning. And I saw a teach meet in Sheffield and up at Cramlington Learning Village up in Newcastle. And essentially I stole the idea of a teach meet. This idea of having presentations that are presented by teachers. Because to follow the format of 2 minutes or 7 minutes. Now you can get lots of them within 1 hour, so it's a framework that works really well for me up at our school. And essentially for a teach meet, we make it a pleasant place to be. So as teachers, we know it's all about the learning environment, making it a positive, friendly, warm atmosphere. And that's what we do at ours. We eat cake and fruit and we drink tea and coffee. That's really important, so that's a welcoming, relaxing place that's sort of stress-free, and it needs to be an informal environment. And it's really essential that you get those ideas, from people who walk the walk every day, those people who are teaching in your classrooms every single day and every week. Sometimes in schools we get people in from establishments and we pay them to do a good job, and very often they do a good job. But it's really important to see those people that have ideas that work for students in your own school. Never mind those that come from outside of it, but I think that it adds a certain amount of weight to the ideas that they're talking about because it works for them. And I think when you ask people to present at a teach meet, recognise that people have to be brave in order to do it. Those people who are presenting here tonight, they will be a little bit nervous after they've just before that they go up. I know I've done it at teach meets, and it does take guts in order to get up and present. And presenting in front of your peers is a big deal, and it's vitally important to remember that. But I know people who do take the risk to get up there and present 2 or 7 minutes are always really pleased that they did actually step up to the plate and do it. I think someone in my position, it's really important to resist temptation. And what I mean by that is that we all have whole school focus on things like literacy, AFL, engagement, differentiation. And it's really important to resist the temptation of having a teach meet where we focus on a whole school priority. That's not what teach meets are about. It's simply about, if you've got a good idea, then share it with people. And for me, it's about building upon this question about how good do you want to be as a teacher? How good do you want teachers to be in your school? Do you just want to be quite good? Or do you want to be good? Very good. You want to be the best teacher in your school, or best teacher in the country, or best teacher in the world. And I think for people, if they're going to achieve that, it's all about building upon other people's ideas. I think what springs to mind is Sir Isaac Newton, with a very famous quote. That it's something I believe in. It's something that I'd like to thank Mark, who's present, and I know David's present, the learning spy. And this is something that I'm doing now. If I've seen further, it's by standing on the shoulders of giants. and I'm I'm an admirer of your work, Mark, and David, who was there. 3 hours and 21 minutes away, but I'm over so far by 13 seconds, so I better speed it up, and I'll simply leave you with a question: how good do you want to be?